and peaceful. But full disclosure, there's a giant bag of dirt and broom right to my right over here, so it's not as peaceful as it looks. I'm Danielle. This is an hour of deep stretch. I'm here on my patio. If it gets loud, I'm going to blame my neighbors' kids, not my sweet angels who are inside doing their virtual homeschooling. That's a unique experience. So because of homeschooling through mid-May, I thought we could start today with an easy seated pose like this. Go ahead and grab, if you don't already have, a bolster or a thick blanket that you can roll up into a bolster, a strap or belt or towel or tie, and finally a couple of blocks or a couple of hardcover books. We'll be using those. We're gonna move a little bit and then settle into some longer holds today. I just feel like we need to bring some movement to our body before we settle in, since our world looks a little more stationary. I thought just a bit of movement would be nice. So not a lot, it'll be real gentle, just kind of warming up our joints before we ask them to hold for much longer. So let's go ahead and get started. And I want to say that if your home practice looks a little messy or a little loud or a little disruptive, that's okay. This is our new normal for a short period of time, and I just want to encourage you to give yourself in the new environment a little bit of grace. Interruptions are fine. Half the practice is fine. Kids coming in and doing it with you or asking you 8,000 questions, you're fine. Your dog being on your mat is also fine. I have closed my door and threatened my children's lives if they come in here, so we should be okay. But let's go ahead and get started. Find a comfortable seat. We're going to start seated with just a little bit of meditation. I think some quietness in our minds might be helpful in all of this chaos. So just find a comfortable seat. Doesn't have to look like anything. Sit up tall and then close your eyes. Relax your hand. They can be folded like mine. It can be on your knees, palms up, palms down. Although I would say palms down is a little more grounding, and I feel like we could use some of that right now. So maybe try to hold on to your knees or bring your hands together, thumbs touch. Sit up tall, shoulders over hips. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and then relax them down the back. Take a big breath in through your nose. Inside out of your mouth. As you start to settle here, hear what you hear. Listen to the sounds around you. Don't place them, don't name them, don't follow them. Just hear them. And start to come away from those sounds and come more onto your seat. And feel your seat on your prop or on your mat. Bring your awareness into your knees. Down to your feet. And then allow that awareness to come up the length of your legs into your sit bones, into the belly. And allow that awareness to travel up the length of your spine into your shoulders. And pause here on your shoulders and notice the shoulders and if they're tight, if they're clenched, if they're kind of up towards your ears. And see if you can intentionally relax the shoulders. Let that awareness come all the way to the tip of your nose. As you inhale and exhale through the nose, let that breath be your focus. In fact, for this whole practice, let's let our breath be what we focus most of our attention on. Seeing if you can lengthen your inhales to a 4, 5, or 6 count. And let your exhales match your inhales. And pause here. As we let the mind start to settle down, calm down a bit, allowing that breath to be our focus. I offer you a breathing technique called 3-part breath. When we're going to practice today, we'll start by placing one hand on the low belly, right below the belly. One hand on your heart. Let your eyes remain closed. And if that gives you any kind of anxiety closing your eyes, just gaze down gently towards the earth. As you take a breath in through your nose, feel your belly into your hand. And as you exhale through the nose, that same breath, let the belly push the breath back out. Again, inhale fills the belly into the hand. And exhale, the belly pushes the breath back out. Let's do one more. Inhale fills the belly. Exhale, belly pushes the breath back out. Now for this next inhale, we're going to take a deeper breath. Inhaling the belly up to the rib cage. And then let that whole breath exhale back out through the nose. 2 more of those. Inhale fills the belly up to the ribs. Exhale, the belly pushes the breath all the way out. One more just like that. Inhale to the belly, up to the ribs. And exhale the belly breath back out. Now this next one will be your deepest breath. Inhaling, filling the belly up to the ribs, and this time all the way up to your collarbones. And then exhale all of that breath slowly back out. 2 more just like that. Big, giant breath all the way up to your collarbone. And then exhale all of that breath back. Last one. Fill the belly up to the ribs, up to your collarbone. And then exhale all that breath out. Letting go of your hands. The eyes gently open if they will close. That 3-part breath you can do anytime, any place. It's a calming breath, it's a relaxing breath. It helps you focus, helps let go of all the clutter, all the sounds. My current sounds around me are my garbage being. So let's start in the neck. We're going to move through the whole body today. Again, we're going to bring some movement before we settle into those longer holds. So start right ear, dropping towards the right shoulder. And then bring your chin down towards your shoulder as the stretch moves more towards the back, left side of the neck. Bring your chin back up through center. And then let your left ear drop down towards your left shoulder. And turn your chin down towards the shoulder. Let the chin come back up and through center. Drop your chin down into your chest. As we move through our neck, I encourage you not to roll through your neck. Your neck is not a joint. It's part of your spine. It's your cervical spine. It's not meant to rotate like your wrist or shoulder. These are circular joints. And then bring the chin back up and all the way up to the ceiling. And as you do, make sure the shoulders are down the back, opening up through the throat. And then let the chin come back to center. And gently shake the head no. Just let all of that settle into the neck. Coming into the shoulders next, we're going to grab our strap or towel or belt or tie, whatever you got, grab that. We're going to take a pretty wide grip on our strap. A little wider than shoulders distance. Actually, mine's a lot wider than shoulders distance. Bringing the strap down towards the knees, we're going to move through our shoulder joints. So as you inhale, reach your arms overhead. And then as you exhale through the nose, let the hands come back down behind you. As you inhale, reach your arms back up. And as you exhale, lower the hands back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, drop the hands back down behind you. Inhale, rise. And exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, rise. And exhale behind you. Coming back up. And then lower the hands down in front of you again. So this next time as we bring the arms up and behind us, we're going to hold at the spot where you feel the most tension. So inhale the arms overhead. And this time as you exhale, pause where it becomes difficult and stay there. And then let's focus in on that breath again. As we inhale and exhale through the nose. And release, let that go. Bring the arms back up and overhead. All right, we're gonna keep going in the shoulders here with our handy dandy strap / towel / whatever you got. Bring your arms up overhead, and this time we're gonna drop the hands over to the left. So right arm is directly above you, left hand is below you. Now, as you bend into this left elbow, you're going to keep the elbow reaching up towards the ceiling. And I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see what this looks like. This left hand comes behind you so that your elbows are bent. Left elbow faces down, right elbow faces up. I'll come all the way over so you can see. And as you sit here, drop this right shoulder down. And let the belly be strong. It doesn't matter if your grip is wide or short. Here we're working not only into this tricep, but into the top of this left shoulder. Release your bottom hand. Extend the top hand up. Let's do the other side. Grab hold of your straps. Spread the hands wide. This time we're heading over to the right. So the right hand drops down. Left hand is lifted. Bend into your left elbow. And then reach with that right hand up towards your hand. Again, drop the left shoulder down so that the spine is straight once again. And come back around to you. And then release, extend both arms overhead. Let's keep going with our strap. Drop the strap over towards the left as you come into a nice side body stretch. And as you stretch through this right rib cage, keep the belly strong. And keep your chest lifting up instead of rolling down. You want to keep lifted in the chest. Come back up through center. And head over to the right. Come back up through center. Release your strap. Set it to the side. We'll play with it later. We're going to move into child's pose. So, coming onto your knees, put your props to the side. We will use them later. Bring your big toes to touch. Let your knees come wide. And then as you sink your hips back to your heels, reach your hands forward and lower your forehead down.
Did nothing. push 5. And then
Okay, we can still do what she's doing, okay? Let me count, okay?
you want me to get my tripod?
No, it's okay. Breathe in and push your belly down. Breathe out and
Take a few more rounds of your cat and cows here. And then if there's any other movement that would feel good, start doing that. So maybe that looks like hip circles, moving one direction, maybe the other direction. Just bring a little bit of movement into the body. When you feel complete, come back through center. And we're going to continue rather, in the shoulders with threading the needle. So let's start with that right hand. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling, stretching long. And then drop the right shoulder down, but don't go all the way down yet. Hold on. Come back up. Reach the arm overhead. Let's do that 2 more times. So drop the right shoulder and ear towards the mat, but not all the way. And come back up. Let's do 1 more. Shoulder comes down. This time come all the way down. And extend that left hand to the top of your mat. Keep the belly strong. And so as you hold this, as you pause here, you can start to roll towards the back of the head a little more. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you're good where you are. You can even kickstand your left foot out to the side, creating a deeper stretch through the right shoulder blade. You can take this top hand behind you and bind. So a lot of options. You find the ones that work for you. And then breathe. Bring that top hand down if it's lifted. And if that left leg's extended, bring the knee back in line. Left hand comes under the shoulder as we push our way back up. Right arm up to the sky. And then bring your top hand down. Let's do the other side. So left hand's gonna reach up first, and then we're gonna take those movements. So dropping left shoulder down, and then lift. Left shoulder down, and lift. This time we'll hold. Left shoulder all the way down. Right hand to the top. Belly is strong. You can stay here, or again, you can kickstand that foot, rolling a bit more onto the back of the head. Maybe even allowing that right hand to bind behind you. That's a maybe, not a have to. Releasing your bind. If the leg's extended, bring it back. And then reach your left arm back up to the ceiling. And bring your top hand down. A little bit of movement now before we come into hips and shoulders and a bit more back work. So bring your knees back just a little bit so that shoulders are still over your wrist, but now hips are in front of your knees and you're in this modified plank. Let the belly be strong. And as we exhale here, we're gonna lower all the way down to the belly, keeping the ribs tucked in. Come up for a few cobras. So feet are flat. On your inhale, head and chest lift, but hands are light, really light, like, look, mono hands. Lower back down. Let's do that again. Inhale as you rise up, and exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, rise, and lower. Push up into your tabletop, and come back into child's pose. So this is a modified sun A. And we're gonna do this 2 more times. Just bring in a little bit of movement to our joints. As you inhale, rise up into your modified plank. As you exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra, just 1. And lower. Tabletop. Child's pose. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Let's do that 1 more time. Rise up. Modified plank, strong belly. Lower down to the earth. Inhale, cobra. And lower. High plank. Child's pose. And pause here in your child's pose. You can keep the arms extended in front of you, or maybe they come down by your feet. Come back up into your tabletop. Let's start moving through our hips a little more now. So, we're gonna start on this. I was mirroring you, so I'm gonna come to the right side now. Bring your right leg behind you and come to the ball of your foot. I'm gonna come up a little so you can see me. So ball of the foot's on the earth. Now press the heel away. Rising back. Bring that right foot up, but don't let the hip open. Keep the hip closed here. We're gonna take a bend in the knee, and we're gonna start making some circles with this knee. Rotating the knee 1 direction, go slow, no rush. And then rotate it the other way. Beginning to lubricate this right hip joint. Now keep the knee bent, foot lifted up to the ceiling. Just take a few tiny pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the right leg long. Bring the right foot over to the left, and then check out your toes over your left shoulder. And come back through center. Release this right knee down. Let's do the other side. Extend the left foot behind you. Ball of the foot to the earth. Now press the heel away. Getting into the calf muscle first. Lift that left foot up. Take a bend in the knee. And then start to rotate through this left hip. Making circles 1 direction. And then go the other way. Extend. Nope, keep the knee bent. Flex your foot, and we're going to take those tiny pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the leg. Drop it over to the right, and then check out your toes over that shoulder. Coming back through center. Release the knee. So here, grab your props, your blocks or books, and place them at the front of your mat. I'm gonna take my socks off so you can see my feet a little better. So, right foot now is gonna come forward. And as you do, let the knee be over the ankle. And you can bring your hands to your props. Or you can come up to the knee if that's okay. Wherever you are, keep the belly strong. And breathe in and out through the nose. Bring your hips back now. Maybe grab your props with you as we start to straighten this right leg into what's called a split prep variation. So flex through the right foot. And if the hamstrings are tight, bring the hands closer into the body. However, if you're looking to lengthen through the hamstring, bring the hands further away. So whatever you need. Keep your foot flexed and then pull this right hip back just a little so that you really feel it in the back of the leg. And either stay lifted and breathe, or you could fold over the leg if you have the space. I'm going to stay right here. This is enough. Now keep this left hand right under the shoulder onto your prop. We're going to bring the right arm up towards the ceiling and then pull the right hip back. And now you should feel this in the IT band right through the outer part of this right leg. And if you don't feel that, flex your foot and pull your hip back just a bit more, then you'll feel it. IT band stretch. Maybe look up to the right hand. Now bring your top hand down. Bend into your right leg again. This time we're taking it into a lizard lunge. So both hands are going to come inside of this right foot. And your right foot walks to the edge of your mat. So a lot of variations here. You can take it just like I am, up on your hands with the knee low. Or you could tuck your left toes under and lift the left knee up for more active variation. I like the knee lower. If you want to work on strength, that's when you lift that knee up. But if you're looking more for flexibility, that's when you drop the knee down and let the hips sink. Here we want to keep the knee in line with the foot. So if this knee really wants to open out, that's okay. Just bring the foot with it. You can also drop down to forearms if that's available to you. If not, that's okay. These are all a bunch of maybes. Rising back up. Let this right knee come back. And let's take it back for a child's pose. And as you do, as your hips come back, keep your hands on blocks like we did before. And just notice here. Notice the difference in the right side and the left side. Feel the energy running through this right hip and hamstring. And let's do that on the other side. Rise back up. Knees under hips. This time, left foot will step forward. And again, hands can stay on blocks, or maybe you come up to the knee. Let the belly be strong. I really should have grabbed a hair tie. Next class. So as we start to open up through this right psoas and into this left outer hip and glute, try breathing And letting that be your focus instead of any sort of discomfort. And then bring your hips back as we come into that splits prep variation. So hips come back, left leg is straight. Make sure the foot is flexed. And then pull that left hip back. And again, if this hamstring is tight, bring the blocks in towards your hips. If you've got a little more flexibility, you could walk them further away and maybe even fold. I'm going to stay here. Coming into that IT band stretch. Right hand's going to stay underneath the shoulder. Left arm will lift up and then pull the left hip back. Maybe even look up to your hands as you enjoy the meditative sounds of my neighbors mowing their lawn. Bring the top hand down. Bend back into this left knee, coming into our lizard lunge, also called dragon lunge, which just sounds way cooler. So walk your left foot out to the side. Both hands are inside of the foot. Again, you can stay in the stretch like I am. You can make it active by lifting that back knee. Maybe even drop down to forearms. Let the belly be strong as you keep breathing. Rising back up. Coming back into your child's pose. Last time for child's pose, hands stay to blocks, forehead to the earth. Now notice the right and left side. Feel the energy moving through both legs now that we've done both sides. Rising up into tabletop. We're coming onto our backs now. And before we do, we're going to come into half pigeon. I want to offer it to you on your back because it's safer and I can't see you to put you in proper alignment. But if you prefer half pigeon on your belly, go there instead. Coming onto our backs. Doesn't matter how you get there, just get there. Let your knees be bent, feet to the earth. Let's start with this right leg. Extend the right foot up to the ceiling, and before you go, rotate through the ankle. If you're coming through traditional half pigeon, maybe start in down dog and 3 points, and rotate through the ankle there. Go the other way. Nice and slow. Now, release the foot and cross the ankle over your left knee. Now we want to bring the ankle completely across the knee. And then gently push this right knee away. So you can stay right here. This is a good stretch for that right hip. Or to deepen it, you can pick that left leg up and then grab hold of your left thigh, pulling the right knee into the body. Keep your feet flexed. Flexing your feet will engage the muscles. That's safer when you stretch. And if this feels good, but you're like, I could use a bit more, take that right elbow and push the knee away. And that'll create some resistance. And I thought the patio would be a nice quiet place for us to practice. Release that left foot down. Uncross your right leg. If you're in traditional half pigeon, take whatever movements you need. If you're on your back, keep your feet separated. We're going to drop knees over to the left. We're going to pause right here. If you're in down dog, maybe take 3-point and then bend the knee. Opening up through that right hip. Come back through center. We're going to switch our sides. So if you're on your back, feet right about hips distance apart. Extend your left leg to the sky. And then rotate through the left ankle. One direction. And go the other way. Release the foot. Take a bend in the knee and cross the ankle over the knee. Gently push that left knee away. Again, you can stay right here. Sometimes the one side is different than the other. So you can stay here or lift that right leg up and grab hold of your right thigh. Wherever you are, keep your feet flexed. And if you're on your belly, make sure that your hips are level. So maybe slide a prop underneath that left glute to keep the hips level and supported. And breathe, knowing that distractions are okay. All the sounds and noises are okay. Maybe your yoga practice a bit more graceful than normal. Hey, if the kids are homeschooling, this could be their PE. So bring them in for a yoga practice. It'll calm them down too. Release that right foot down if it's lifted. Unwind your feet. And this time, knees drop to the right. If you're in down dog, take 3-point with the left leg and take a bend in the knee. Coming back through center, knees come hips distance apart once again. And we're gonna move into some back now. Before we do that, Dani, come on up. You can rock and roll up and make it look pretty, or you can just come up like I did. Again, grace in our practice, that's a new theme. So extend your legs long in front of you. Grab your strap or whatever you got. We're gonna come into just a little bit of hamstrings, not a whole lot. I feel like we do a lot of hamstrings, but bend the right knee, let your foot come in. If this hip's a little tight, you can support the knee with a block like I am. Strap's gonna come around the ball of your left foot just below your toes. And then sit up tall here. Engage the low belly. And as you start to fold forward, we're gonna keep this length in our spine as you fold. So if you start rounding forward, this is an indication you're going too deep and your body's compensating for that. So try to keep the spine straight and think chest towards your toes. So it may look a little different by keeping that length, but it's a little safer in your body too. Relax the shoulders. Rising up. Let's switch our sides. So right leg extends. Bring your left foot in. Maybe the prop to the knee. Strap comes around the ball of your right foot. And adjust your belly over the right leg. Engage the belly, sit up tall, and then begin to fold. Folding at the hips forward. So we're hinging forward. Relax your shoulders. Rising back up. Let's do both feet now. Both feet come into your prop. If you don't need the prop, you don't have to use it. It's just a tool to make your arms long. Sit up nice and tall. Belly is strong. And hinge forward. If you've got a little more flexibility through the hamstrings, you could use the strap and replace it with a block behind your feet. And this will just help give you a little more length. If that sounded like crazy talk, then don't do it. Rising up. Set your strap to the side. We're done with it for now, but keep your blocks or books handy. And we're coming on to our backs. So laying all the way down. Doesn't have to look like anything, just get there. Let your knees be bent, feet to the earth. We're going to come into a couple of dynamic bridges and then settle into a nice long supported. Hands come down by your side. Engage your belly and grab one of your props and place it right between the knees. Now squeeze into your block or book and lift your hips up. And as you do, extend the arms overhead, watching your water bottle, and then roll down one vertebrae at a time. And let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, rise up. And exhale to lower. 1 more. Inhale, rise, lift the hips, extend the arms, and exhale, lower back down. This time, hands remain on the earth, just your hips lift up for bridge pose. As you lift up here, keep the length in your neck. Keep the legs active while they squeeze your block. And then bring a little more weight into the ball of your feet. Not lifting the heels, just bringing more pressure to the ball of your foot. And see how that feels, especially in your glutes. And then slowly release, coming down one vertebrae at a time. When you do, remove your prop, set it to the side, and it'll be knees together, feet wide apart, hands to the low belly. Inhaling, filling the belly with that belly breath we did earlier, and exhale the belly breath back out through the nose. 2 more of those. Now supported bridge. So walk your feet under your knees. Grab your props. And as you lift the hips up, slide your block underneath your tailbone. So it's going to be sort of below the waistband here. The very bottom portion of your spine. You can use 1 prop or 2 props. You can adjust the height of your props. And then we're going to pause right here, and we're going to start with arms down by our side, knees bent. And if after a few rounds of breath, you want to take this a little deeper, you could extend the legs long. What that does is it creates a deeper stretch through that sacrum spine and adds a stretch to the front hip flexors. Bending back into the knees, they're extended. Pause here for just one more moment. Lift your hips up and slide your props away as you roll down one vertebrae at a time. This time we'll take reclined bound ankle. So the soles of your feet come together as the knees go wide apart. This time extend the arms overhead and touch opposite obliques. And take a few rounds of breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Eyes may be closed. Gaze gently. And if this creates any pressure on your low back, just bring your feet further away. You can bring your feet in if you'd like, but find that comfortable spot. And we'll take 2 more rounds of breath. Release your arms. Bring your knees back together and then hug them into your body and rock gently from side to side. Extending your feet up to the ceiling. Hands down by your side or lift those up too, but relax the feet. It's called dead bug. Your kids will be great for that. Release your feet. Hug the knees back into the body. Open the arms wide like a T. We're going to take a spinal twist. Knees are going to drop over to the right in any leg variation that feels good. Try to keep this left shoulder on the ground and either look above you or if it's okay in your neck, over the left shoulder. And here, let the belly be soft. Bring your knees back through center and drop them over to the left, looking over that right shoulder or above you. Coming back through center. Hug your knees into your body, and this time, let the forehead come up to meet your knees, hugging everything in. And release. Exhale the hands and feet long. See this time for Shavasana, if you can place palms facing down. This is a feeling of grounding. Close your eyes. And I'd like to offer you, if this posture brings you any sort of anxiety, if this doesn't help you be calm and restful, bend your knees and come onto your side and try taking Shavasana on your side instead. This is also a more calming posture, so depending on where you are, take what you need. We're going to take these last few minutes of class in quiet stillness. So inhale deeply through the nose for cleansing breath. And sigh out of the mouth. Take rest. As you rest here, know that you can stay here. If there's chaos around you right now, that's okay. But as we adjust to this new norm for the time being, knowing that it won't be forever, I offer you to give yourself a little more grace. Give your surroundings a little more grace. It's okay if the yoga practice doesn't look like an hour, if it looks distracted, disruptive. It's okay if it can't be what it's used to being. A little bit of yoga is better than none. As you begin to wake back up, bring gentle movements to your fingers and your toes. And then extend your arms overhead. Take a full body stretch. And come on to your favorite side if you're not already there. Fetal position. Eventually, make your way up to easy seated pose. Let your hands come to prayer, heart center. Yogis, I thank you so much for spending this hour with me. I know in this isolation that it can feel disconnected, but this practice is an opportunity for us to stay connected virtually through our yoga practice. Thank you, iShine, for allowing us this opportunity as teachers and students to still come together and get on our mats. If you're feeling disconnected, your yoga practice can bring some sense of normalcy to your life. It can bring a sense of stability, of routine. So stay on your mat, stay with us. There's lots of teachers offering classes every day. Stick with it. We're all going to do this together. We will do it together. Thank you for joining me today. If you, like me, are a little anxious, a lot anxious with all that's going on, I invite you to join me on Saturday. I have a yoga for anxiety workshop. We're going to do it virtually. I've led this workshop before, not online, but we're all going to adjust. So spend some time with me. We're going to work through some tools together, do some yoga. We're going to do this. We are. The light in me honors and appreciates and sees the light in you. Let's bow together. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. Again, stay on your mats, stay connected. I appreciate each one of you. Thank you, iShine, for allowing us this opportunity. See me on Saturday. If not, we got classes all week long. So do your thing, invite the kids, make the kids do it. Invite the spouse, invite the neighbor. Do what you gotta do, invite the dog. Dogs love yoga mats. I don't know why. I locked mine in a kennel because she'd be here snoring through the whole practice. That's all I have for you today, yogis. Thank you. Bye.